Welcome to Faith in 5, a weekly video devotional designed to discuss practical spiritual concepts in 5 minutes or less. I'm your host, Mark Vandella. One of the best parts of summer for me as a kid growing up was that school was out. Right, as the school's out for summer, we'd always kind of rock out to that angsty anthem, that there were no more grades and no more homework and no more getting up early. And there was always this excitement about the end. But then I also think in the summer, there's excitement about beginnings. So not only does school end, but we celebrate graduations and we go to open houses and we celebrate the end of maybe a high school career. But what's next? Where are you going? What are you studying? Or summer's also considered wedding season. And so that's something that is such a cool beginning. And when we think of endings and beginnings, it's like I completed something and I'm excited. It's an accomplishment. When we think about beginnings, there's always these new exciting things that are on the horizon. And both have a ton of opportunity for us to learn. See, the school's out mentality always led us to this place that someday we would arrive, at least it did me, we'd arrive at a place where we no longer needed to learn stuff. It was like summer school was the bane of our existence if we had to do that. And even in college, taking summer classes was like, oh gosh, because I wanted it to be done. I didn't want to do any more. And yet in life, I think that we're intended, and more than just life, our faith is intended to be treated more like an internship. See, you don't hear a whole lot of people say, yeah, I got to do this internship, right? But summer school, most people are like, yay, I get to do summer school. But internship is this really cool opportunity where we get to learn something that we want to learn. We get to learn skills and life experience and learn from other people who have gone before us. And so sometimes when I interact with people in terms of their faith, and I walk into a church and I lead other people at churches and things of that nature, I see people who have kind of got to this mentality of school's out for summer. Like I've already got the check mark, the box checked for like Jesus, he's in my life, I'm cool, I'm good to go. No more grades, no more homework. I get to unplug, I've arrived. But our faith journey is intended to be much more like a journey. There's people who have gone before us that we can learn from, that can teach us things. And it's meant to be lived much more like an internship, where we're excited to learn. We get to see what life is handing us and how do we overcome it. Who might have overcame that before us? And then the cool part about that is that script gets to flip at some point because we also have gone before somebody else. And so we may have learned something that we could share with somebody else. That is how our faith is designed to be. It's supposed to be this give and take. In the Bible, in Proverbs 27:17, it's a really famous, often quoted verse. As iron sharpens iron, so too should friends sharpen friends. That's what faith is meant to be. It's meant to be this exciting journey where we could learn. Internships aren't always easy, but yet it's in something that we're passionate about and that we should care about. The cool thing about internships and this iron sharpens iron mentality is that there's the intern who's there to learn. And so in our faith journey, we should be asking the question, who do we follow? Not only Jesus, but there's people that can represent that in our lives. Who do we follow? And what do we need to learn? But then the cool thing about that, and in my life, when I've had the opportunity to have interns, it forces me to think about, what do I have to offer? What could they learn from me? What have I learned? And what could I help teach somebody or see in their life? Because I've gone just a little bit further ahead of them. And so as we continue in our summer road trip series, this week, I want you to think through, what could it be? What could we continue to learn? It's like driving school. But this week, think about how can we have the perspective of interns. And in that perspective, one, consider who do you follow and what can you learn. But on the other side, Who follows you? Who could you invest in, and what would you offer them? This week, continue to manage both of those things and get excited about this lifelong journey of learning, because God asks us to be in a relationship that sharpens us, makes us better, and in turn it makes the world a better place.